Yep, another
Okay.
me.
I would go over it for Kira because I don't know if she's tanked it before.
No.
Okay, I'll go
This will
over
be the first
over
time
the
on
trash.
this character, so
So this first wave, you used to stack them. Used to like stack the archer, but by the time we actually go to stack the archer, likely the stack will be dead, so there's not going to be much point. And then we'll just hold after this trash once we go through. We're just missing one, is it? Yeah. They're on the way. When we do get to the final boss door, please don't go through. We're just going to wait because we're going to do a hard pull. It makes it significantly easier to burn it. Right, let's go. Right, so forgive me, it's been a while since I have actually taught a trial rather than just rating one, so if I suddenly go silent, that is why.
He is thinking.
Right, over here where the Sun Eater is, we're going to target that one first. Then we're just going to move and kill the Stalker. Yeah, it goes faster sometimes too. Right, here we're just going to do this the lazy way. Under ordinary circumstances, if you're speedrunning this, you would be doing the next two trash pits at the same time, and you'd be stacking the archers at the top of these stairs, and crossing them with the ones that are in front of boss room. Here we're just going to move over to where Crown is, and kill the Sun Eater first, while the tanks position just the other three mobs on this, usually on the ramp, just wherever the archers end up. Just grab that Shadow Guard and just bring it up here. Right, so these ones, don't engage them straight away. So normally what you could do is you could grab the two archers, run over here. Oh, sorry, it would be here now. So you would run over to here as a tank, one of them would grab the archers from below and do that, and then the other tank would run up, grab the Sun Eater, the two archers, and run over here. They'd cross into one nice big stack, it would all be set. Here, the fastest way for groups with like middle damage to high damage is usually just to stack them on the stair to the right there. And usually that's Dark is going to grab the two on the left there, the Sun Eater and the Dreadstalker, and is just going to wrap around the left column. And Kara, you're just going to take the Savage and the Shadow Guard and stack them on the Dreadstalker. If you're confident dodging the Savage's strike, go for it. If you're not, the group should just stay a few paces back from the tank to try and avoid getting shattered. It's just, if you're trying to go for score, then you want to avoid accidentally getting shattered by that. Right, on you, Kara. It's your empty.
Okay, so you want me to just kind of keep them near the stairs?
Yeah, so just, do you see the Dreadstalker behind the two melees? Just stack them right on top of that. And then Dark will take with the other two. We're going to target the Sun Eater first, and then wrap around onto the stack as it moves.
I fucked up. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it wasn't
I
me.
forgot. No. It was me. I've not played Templar in a while, that's all I'll say.
Right, that looks good enough to me. Beautiful. All worked out. Right, do not go through this door up here. Feel free to loot the heavy stack though. So how many people have not seen this boss at all on Veteran before? If you could just say something in chat so I know whether to go through the detail. Don't go through the door, don't go through the door. Oh. I don't know if it's spawning or not, but...
No, nothing's happening in the room.
Okay, so assuming I'll go into most of the detail. The main threat here is the curses that are going to land on people. Yeah, so there's a reason that we spread out into 4 stacks. There's an image that so kindly DJ has put together for us in the chat right now that shows the rough positioning. So both of the tanks, you're going to both want to make sure you have, and again, I know that this is going to already be well known for Dark, but both tanks are going to need chains because you're going to be basically swapping back and forth between off tank and main tank as needed in this fight. Yep, I was going to say 5 is 1, 6 is 2, 7 is 3. Yeah. So tanks, just make sure if both of you get cursed, if you're the main tank and you see a curse landing on you, just watch to see if the off tank is getting cursed as well. Off tank, you're watching to see if the main tank is getting cursed. The person who takes the boss, once the other person gets cursed, just call it out. If you're currently the one tanking the boss, make sure that someone else has taken the boss and is standing on top of where you are before you run to go get your pad. Otherwise, the boss is going to be moving around and it's going to suck. We want to keep it as still as possible if we can. The rest of the group is going to spread out as in that diagram. The healer's just a step back. Curses do spread if you're too close to people, so you're going to want to err on the side of being spread out. If you are experienced and you know what to do, you can prevent the curses from double stacking by simply stepping back as it's landing on you. If you know how to do that, go ahead and do that. If you don't, just stay fixed until the curse lands and then go and cleanse. Sometimes there's going to be no cleanse pads for you around the outside of the room, and if that does happen and there's no chance of it coming back up, if you've got the little thing saying that there's going to be a timer on each of them, then it's better to just stay in group and die. Otherwise, you should run over and stand on one of the pads and wait for it to respawn. That's pads taken care of. Right, pillars. So the reason we're waiting here is because initially we're not going to spread out. When we engage the boss, we're all going to stack on its butt as tight as possible. That is going to force the closest target to the boss to be us. And as a result, the boss's first pillar, which it throws out, is going to land directly in group. Now, it is going to stun and CC the group, so when you see it coming, the boss turns and does its big two-handed swing. You can just either dodge out of the way or block to prevent it from CCing you so you can keep your damage up. And then the moment that pillar comes out, we're simply going to spread out and form our locations as quick as possible. What's up, Doug?
Nothing, it's fine. I just looked up and saw someone's health gun burp, and I was like,
Why do this?
Oh.
It's blood altar.
So the other two minor mechanics to be aware of is if you're not particularly confident in this fight, throw on a self-heal. It'll help keep you alive as you're returning to group if we've got shield phase. So if shield phase happens, we'll have a ton of damage coming out. We'll want to be in our position so the healers can heal us. If you're out of group and you're not feeling confident that you can make it in and out in time, just slot a self-heal. It's entirely a confidence thing and how you're feeling. The ads that do spawn, so that's why both tanks are going to have chains, they're going to just stack them on so they die to cleave. If you have one on you for a long period of time, feel free to just say, hey, tanks, will just, add on me, and the tanks will just go, oh, yep, okay, and just chain it in. So usually the off tank is the one doing that, standing a little bit behind and off to the side. But sometimes the main tank, if there's one coming from the side, can usually clip that one as well. I think that covers pretty much anything. Is there any questions about that fight at all?
Do you have specific tank healer pads you'd like us to go to?
No, just the one to the left of the door is the tank pad. And then to the right of it, if both tanks are cursed, just watch out for both of the tank symbols moving towards those. But typically only one will be going at a time. Healers are just mixed in among everyone else as the pads go. If you see a healer going for your pad, the one that you're going for, the healer gets priority. They're more important than you are. The one thing I did miss was if we do get to it, hopefully we don't, if enough pillars spawn on the field, the boss will do a channel. If that happens, we all have to hide, putting one of the pillars between us and the boss. And if the boss has not moved, then that first pillar will be in the perfect place for us to stack behind it and keep damaging the boss. But remember, the moment that pillar drops, to spread back out to your stacks, because he will curse as long as there's no other mechanic that has priority, like shield phase. Right, when we go in, tanks are just going to position right where the boss is going to be. We're going to stack up, and let's give this a shot. Let's go in. Right, boss is going to appear right in the middle of these four. This is the tank pad over here. Typically, try and not touch that one.
Wait.
That one's the backup tank pad. The rest of them are just
This one is still
as needed.
alive.
Right, stack up on crown.
Oh, Andromeda, I'll heal on the left side group, by the way, so you'll be on the right side.
5 seconds until boss spawn. Alright. Kara. Right, block and spread into your positions. Right, go cleanse. Make sure you pop in those self heals. Nice. Right. Dark. And Ushu. Might get that res, cleanse curses. DJ,
I'm out for a second.
okay, when you come back in.
We got a healer down.
It's really okay for this one as long as we're quick. Right, focusing on resing now once that shield goes down. Right, we're channeling, hide. You spread to your position. Andromeda. And Lubasek at will. Right, Kara should have that swapped. Right, no more leaving for curses, commit to the boss.
My untaunted is not working.
It's not
That's fine.
gonna with those cats because you can't. They're not tauntable. They're only chainable.
Yes.
I do
Usually
not
your
have any
ZK is off on one side. That's why the ZK usually likes to be in position 1 or 4, is because like they're constantly casting talons and that will lock down the cats as they get pulled into. It's really nice. Well, that went relatively smoothly actually. It was pretty good. The boss only moved a very small amount, and just like as you practice it, it'll move even less and less and less and less and less.
Yeah, that didn't feel too bad. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of the curse deaths, like I was watching the pads, and there was a couple of times I think people could have gone for the pads, but for the most part people were not trying to commit to the pads if they were probably going to die. We are going to kill all of the trash here. We might as well show it all since we're here.
I'll go ahead and confirm all I think I need.
Yep, just these ones, but we are going to have more spawn. Dark is just going to take the Savage and just hold it off to one side. We're just going to nuke everything else down.
Okey-doke, 3,
On you.
2, 1.
Don't have it just yet. Now, everyone else is going to move to the Sun Eater. So generally that's going to be priority, is there's a Sun Eater on the field, go for that, kill that first. Some groups will just have you 4-stack if you're trying to speedrun. That's absolutely fine.
What's the reason you killed this one?
Oh, thank you. Negates. So there'll be a big giant circle that'll appear. It's basically a big fuck off circle. Doesn't affect Arcanists quite as much, but really sucks for the healers, and you don't want to be standing in it too long. You can usually take a few ticks from it if you absolutely have to, if you're an Arcanist with Stam, but it's going to suck for the healers if it lands on them. Alright, Flesh Render here needs to be continuously interrupted. Everyone else just smack down the rest of them as fast as possible. Let's start bashing the Flesh Render things. Never mind, it's dead. Right, same thing here. So just to the right here where I put my eruption down, where I'm standing, is going to be a Sun Eater. I'm going to stack up on that one.
If we see the Eclipse Field notification on us, what should we do?
Usually by the time you see it, you can't do much, right? As far as I'm aware, unless that's altered.
There's a 3-second counter. So you
Oh,
can.
okay. I thought it targeted where you were standing still. Okay, good to know. Well, if you see it on you, then just fall back out of group. Usually it's best to go to the sides of the group instead of directly back. So like run to the left or the right. Usually the healers will be a few paces behind the group and you don't want it to drop on them. Right, we're just going to stand here for a second. I don't remember exactly where everything spawns in here. Dark, you're going to go and get off the one to the left. We're going to take the ones directly in front of us. Right, start bashing about now. Might be a bit early, but... Just keep... Be nice. Let's get that shaman
Never
behind
actually
us.
knew that's how you deal with them.
Yeah, just keep smacking it. Right. And yes, this is the Sunny behind us. I've just got the Savage on me off to the side, if you could just grab it. Go. It's still got about 10 seconds before it strikes again. Right behind us is the Dreadstalker. Dreadstalkers used to be a threat because their bleeds were nasty and built up over time. They're not really much of a threat anymore. Uneaters and Rangers are typically the priority. Right, we're going to stack up on the Shaman. There's going to be 2 Renders here. The one that's with the Shaman is Kira's responsibility. The other one is Dark's to keep interrupted. Start bashing them now. Oh, smacking it. Nice. Perfect. Right, there's a Sun Eater directly up here to the left. We're going to push through.
And so you can range taunt most of this as well, and get it to stack.
There's a Savage loose Dark. Just grab it. It should be off cooldown now too. Right, there's a Sun Eater back up the slope. We're going to target that one. There's a reason, because you can pull the other one onto it. It's okay. Looks like everyone's committed to the other one, so just stay on that one then. Finish that one off first.
You can pull it to this one too if the tanks run all the way back.
Might be my old school vMOL training in there. This is the last wave though, by the way. Make sure your ultimate is nice and comfy. Okay, it is much harder to teach trash while you're also trying to DPS at the same time. It's brutal.
No damage for you.
Right, okay, we're going to go through these doors. Are we already pre-arranged into stacks?
Yes. It's in the vMOL roster channel.
Cool. Oh yeah, so entrance for second boss, exit for second boss. So I'm going to re-explain some of this. One, because there's someone in here who hasn't done it on vet. And 2, because it's already really good to get a refresh until you're super comfortable with this one. So, as pretty much everyone here knows, you touch someone with the opposite color, you die. The moment the fight starts, the 6 people closest to each boss are going to be assigned to the same color as that boss. After that point, if you touch someone of the opposite color, light or dark, you're going to explode both of you, vaporizing you instantly. That should never happen. To combat this, we're going to do a couple of things. So, after the boss fight starts, we're all going to be standing in the middle here. The bosses are going to be basically almost stacked on top of each other, but not quite. They're going to be a few paces apart. And we're going to be stacked up on the arse of the boss that our own tank on our side pulled towards us. Basically during this phase, you can do damage to both of the bosses. So this is why Destro ultis are usually used by our DPS on this fight, is because you can open with a Destro ulti on both adds. Some people like to have that just replace their regular ultimate. Some people like to just put it on their front bar instead of flawless. That's preference. Depends on whether you're comfortable using it. That's entirely up to you, but just nuke everything right at the start. So Kira's going to fire both going to fully ult on both of them, and we're just going to nuke it as fast as possible. The moment colors are assigned, we're going to split off. So the people who are on the light side are going to stay relatively close to the center. However, they want to be on the opposite side. The tank is going to be the one closest to the middle line, then the boss, and then the group on the opposite side, just so that it's facing the other way. Both tanks, by the way, slot chains if you don't have them already. I've got chains on as well, just to help. On dark side, you are going to go to the opposite edge. Now, is it still done, DJ, where Vishai stays on the exit side?
It depends what you want to do. If you want to have tanks like taunt across after prayer phase, or if you want to just have them swap sides.
Uh,
I usually just have them taunt across. And
yeah, I
tell
think
them...
Taunt Across is older, and
That's what I would prefer. Just want to cross.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to remember which side Vishai starts because I haven't done the split phase in a while, but I'm pretty sure Vishai
Um,
starts on the exit.
Yes, he does. He'll start exit, and then if they... I usually just tell people, if you're holding Vishai, start on your right, and if you're holding Skinrai, start on this big-ass rectangle carpet.
Skin right? Oh, you don't do skin right in the middle? Like here?
I usually do big-ass rectangle carpet, so that when conversions go out, they're right there. You
Okay,
can
yep.
start them in the middle, but it's you want to ideally run clockwise for conversions, otherwise you'll blow each other up.
Yeah. And I'll explain through my one and then I'll see what things. I'm just trying to visualize that at the same
It's
time.
okay.
Yeah, I'm used to basically right here. So see where Skin Ray is right now? That's usually where I start with Shy after the first phase. And then the group is here. And so after color phases, they just go out to the left and around. And then the group that's over there goes sprinting all the way around and back into group on this side. I think it's a very minor adjustment. If you just keep Skin Ray like somewhere around here, that should be fine. But Vashai should be off to the side there, up against the wall.
Yeah, 'cause of the negates.
Yeah, so with Vashai, for those who don't know, since this is a learning run, negates are a really, really interesting mechanic. Vashai will target someone in a massive wide cone in front of them who's the furthest away. So you can actually use that on speedruns to control where the negate lands. And that's how you'll see it. You usually have a kiter kiting the gates against the back wall while you hold the two together. But the way we're going to counter it here is by just smushing Vashai up against the wall and trying to avoid it being turned. And then just basically kiting it around the outside of the room. When color phase swaps, so you'll see it'll be an alert on multiple add-ons. You'll see color swaps start to come out. That will be partway through a phase. If you're color swapping, you want to rotate clockwise and join the other group. So just swing wide around the outside of the room and join the other side. I don't think I need to explain to either of the healers how to manage what they do there. I'm assuming. I know you've done this before, right, Andromeda?
Oh yeah.
Yep, and DJ's plenty experience. So the healers will handle that themselves. If you're on Skinray side at any particular point in time, bashes, bash. Anytime you see the boss channeling, you bash it. If you've got Ansol, try and steal it from other people. It's better just to interrupt it as fast as possible because the tank cannot do their job while they are stunned, and even just a few seconds can really screw them over, especially if they've got really, really precise timings on their bar. Tanks will be chaining in adds. Just make sure you angle your cleave to target them. If you are on one side and an ad is targeting you, but the tank and it's of the opposite color to you, yeah, same thing. Yeah. If you've got Skin Rider tank, they should be coming in pretty quickly, but sometimes they'll get stuck, so just watch for a channeling ad. Sometimes Vashai's ads really like to get stuck in a particular place. I will try and help with that. But if you're the tank on Skinrai and you're closer to the middle, you can pull the dark ad onto you, and then the Vashai tank can pull those ads off you once the cooldown expires. So that's part of the reason you should kind of hover near the middle. Just watch out for the other group when you're rotating. If you get through color assignments successfully without blowing anyone up, if you get through color phase, or color swapping, sorry, without blowing anyone up, you'll go to prayer phase. Basically, both bosses will disappear and go to the entrance and exit and start channeling. Now, the trick that I've learned is whatever boss you are on when the boss teleports away is the one you want to stay with. So, if you say are fighting Vashai, and Vashai is like, vanished, what you want to do is you want to watch the spot near the door on your side, and then the moment that ad drops, if it is Vashai, run over, do a little bit of damage to it. If it is Skinrai, you need to immediately sprint clockwise around the room and get onto the other side. So I like to position myself kind of like halfway between the two. Do not wait for the call. If you know whether to swap or not, there is no reason to wait for it. If you simply look at which boss lands, and if it's the same one you were just fighting just a second ago, you stay. If it is not, you sprint to the other side. That's the easiest way, because by the time the full second goes around and my latency to make the call out on that one goes through, that's a whole second you're losing before you then have to react and run across. So just watch which one lands on your side. Tanks are then going to taunt across the moment that phase ends. They're going to stand towards the middle, so give them some space. They're going to taunt across and bring the opposite bosses, and then we're just going to rinse and repeat. The number of ads are going to build up over the time. There is so small things, the number of ads will increase. Once one boss dies, we're going to converge on the other boss because all colors vanish. Skinrai has a dot that it puts on people. Sometimes the healers clear that, sometimes they don't. It's not particularly nasty. Dead. Yeah. So basically the fight will go color assignments, color swap, prayer phase, color assignments, color swap, prayer phase, and that's going to keep repeating. Yeah, some people call the color swaps conversions. Yep. Right. I believe that's everything, if I recall correctly. Are there any questions about this particular fight?
To clarify,
Right.
I'm pulling Skinrai first, and then we're taunt swapping after they sign, right?
Yes, you're both going to taunt swap the moment they start chanting. Right, join your stacks. I just need to make sure I'm on the correct side.
You are.
Entrance. Just check the numbers really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Stack up on your tanks. You want to be nice and tight on your tanks. There's no reason to be further away.
Yeah. Get over here.
You want to get nice and cozy with them.
Give me a hug. It's my birthday.
Alright, let's try and make this clean the first time. We're going to have the big ultimates come right off the bat, so Kira's going to fire. The moment we split, the moment force goes down, healers are going to hit their individual sides. We're just going to burn that initial phase as hard as we can. Right, I will leave it up to the tanks now for the countdown. Give us a good 5 seconds so we can apply dots to the center of the battlefield too.
Whoop.
I think
Somebody maybe muted. Yeah.
stack nice and tight. Let's swap. Swap.
Spinel's here on the right side. Just get a little closer to boss. Yeah, you're here. Just get closer to Skinner.
My force is about to run out. It's done. Color swap soon. Here they come. If you're converting, go. We have a dark ad still on our side. I tried to pull it closer to the middle.
I'm still dark.
You stay. Yep.
Boss is just teleported. Right, stay. My bosses are about to assign colors again. Right. Bosses should be swapping.
Oh.
Yep,
You're
stay there
moving
and
around.
face away. Okay, I'm going to bring a light ad towards the middle. get ready to grab it. Yeah, I see. Cool. Conversions, watch your colors.
I can't move. I can't move.
That was not your fault. Right, let's just wipe it and reset. Let's go first into it.
Yeah, that one got
Yeah, DDs
Come
we
here.
have to do primarily on top of that. Because the
isn't
things are
working
going to
at
be
all.
chaining.
Yeah, so just watch out for, because the ads were not getting pulled across to the brick sides. I was trying to help position in the right spot so they could be grabbed, but just got to be faster, especially on the yellow ads, on the light side ads.
Yeah,
Well, you
that
promised
one
me
was-
that if I was yellow and you were purple and I stood next to you, we would explode, and we didn't. So I'm really disappointed.
No, there was
yeah,
like
that-
one light ad that was just like out of my range for so long.
Yep.
Oh yeah, do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
crutches,
Uh,
crutch and OD support icons are what give you your icons here.
that's what I was like,
Stack up here. I'm going to have a hard time tracking both sides' ultimates. Because I'm not going to be able to tell who's on whose side, and I can't keep track of which healer's healing which side at which particular time and where the tanks are. So if you see your force go down, feel free to just hit your ultimate. It's after the initial flurries. So basically after we've got Kira at the start, then the two healers. Beyond that point, just
hey, DJ?
watch your hodors, fire at when will.
Yes, Pun?
DJ? Yeah, how do you turn crutch alerts back on? Is it under settings?
Add-ons. So yeah, settings, or yeah, escape, and then add-ons, and then scroll down to crutch alerts. And then you have to reload UI.
So, Kira, Dark, when when prayer phase is happening, you don't need to wait for that to end or the colors to assign to taunt the opposite boss. You can come to about where we are now, to the positions we are in this spot, and then taunt across to the other side and taunt that boss. And then the moment prayer phase ends, it'll come running over to you. You don't even need to wait, because as long as everyone's on the correct side near their boss, you're set. You should be the only ones close to the middle. Sometimes the healers will maybe be over there, but they'll be on your side still stacked up with you.
Still loading.
We'll give it a couple of seconds for that. Also, Kira, I don't think I heard your countdown. You might be muted.
Oh, I believe I was. That's fantastic. Thank you. Love it, isn't it?
So if I haven't been hearing you or answering your questions, I apologize. That's probably why.
I think somehow you absolutely were, and that's kind of hilarious.
Psychic.
You're reading my mind.
So yeah, so that's the biggest trick in vMOL as tanks. Like this is a lot of tank positioning and just group awareness. The healers probably have the most finicky job here. The tanks probably have the most involved job. The DPS just have to pay attention. Is basically the trick for this fight.
Oh yeah.
When
as
you're
far as those negate circles, was that okay? As far as like I'm just facing away to the opposite side.
yeah, so you only had them for a couple of seconds, right, after we swapped?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just because the swap was slow, the negate came out pretty quickly. There was kind of a random element of chance. So one of the things you can do is when colors are being assigned after prayer phase, you taunt it and then just wait here, hover like about where I am here.
Let it drop
And then-
then the wall.
Yeah, so no, you don't want to wait for it to drop. You want to already have the taunt, and then the moment colors are assigned, like the moment colors are assigned, if you've got taunt on the boss, you can run to the position you want to be in and just be there, and the boss will just immediately beeline to you. So I usually taunt the boss just as colors are being assigned, and then sprint to my position the moment colors are assigned, because that way there's no weirdness about, circular positioning on the boss and weird distance stuff. Just sprint immediately over to my location.
Okay, I got
Right. DJ is purging.
Nice.
Right, stack up on your
No.
tanks. Right, give us a 5-second countdown so everyone can drop their stuff.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get in front of your healers.
Right. Ready to tank swap. Tank swap now. And torch across. Right, that'll do. Just leave it there. Still one dark head out. Versions. Remember, ultimates are free.
Andromeda Makers.
Right, prayer phase soon. Watch which one. Swapping.
Go to the other side.
Run, 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 run.
Just always stand towards the middle during that phase. Still go across once you res.
No, hold. We're all good. I swapped to balance it
Okay.
out.
Okay, we'll still have to go across.
Can we get a tank swap? Versions. We had a DC. We've got a companion in here.
Bash the boss.
Please. Remember to pull in those ads. Right, prayer phase. Swapping. Run, 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 run. Right, we're gonna reset that one and try again.
You guys just gotta stand near the candles during prayer phase, like he said.
I got it.
So then if you have to swap, you're right there.
Yep.
That was
I think I
rude.
killed Mushu.
Yeah.
Sounds so
So, yeah.
neutral about it.
We were excited.
I
about
rarely
that.
have permission.
So yeah, a lot of people when they're new here, completely understandably wait for the call out. I'm a Kiwi. I have extremely high ping to the Discord server and high ping to the ESO server. By the time all the reactions come out for you to hear my call out on that one, there's a lot of time that's gone down, like seconds matter in this. So you can react to prayer phase and conversions immediately. You don't need to wait for the call out for those. Especially prayer phase, you can just immediately react to that. So when the boss disappears as a DPS, because you can't hit anything, the best thing to do is move into your clockwise position. So say you're on this side and you're fighting a boss where DJ is over here, you can position yourself about here where you can easily close the gap to your boss. Yeah. My trick, Mushu, is just if it's the same boss that lands on your side, you don't move. If it's not the same boss, you get away from it.
I don't pay attention to names, so it's easy for me to just pay attention to the color.
The color, yeah. So like if you're fighting the dark boss and the dark boss disappears away, and then the light boss lands, you just swap. So whatever works for you, whatever memory trick you need to just react immediately, that's the best way to do it. Don't wait for the call out. You should be watching for which side it lands on.
It's like if we're fighting Vashai and Vashai jumps to the other side, we go to the other side. Right?
Yep.
Cool.
You
And
stick
that's-
with the same boss, is basically it. There's so many memory tricks for this one. And whatever works for you to remember which one you go with is entirely fine.
It's always going to be the boss after conversions, right? Whatever
Yes.
you're on after conversions, that's going to be the boss you want to look for.
Yes.
Yes. It's basically whatever boss you're fighting when it teleports away. But yeah, so when prayer phase is happening, just remember tanks, come to the middle, get ready to swap, and just go straight into your positions. It saves so much time. Oakley dokley, it looks like everyone is back. I'm just going to do a quick ready check since it's been a moment. How do I Where is that? Where's my ready check button? My group panel is blank for some reason. Don't ask me why.
It
Okay,
does that. You have to hit group finder and then go back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, stack up nice and tight. Kira, it's your call. Dark is going to lead off, and then ultimates are free after that, since everyone's kind of in the middle stance.
So 3, 2, 1.
Right, swap taunts. Taunt the other boss. I brought the add-in for you. Conversion soon. A few more seconds, I believe. Pull it out way early. Now,
It's always much more.
conversions. Go, go, go.
I did
That
too. So we're
dark
good.
edge should be pulled in by now. Absolutely. Right, watching those boss lands. Staying. Right. Tanks, taunt across. Taunt the other one. And go to your positions.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just rotate. Well done. Let's rotate around. Color swaps.
Conversion done.
Let me back.
Oh, we have both dark ads over here. Just... Yeah, we need to converge on for Shy now. I was about to say, if we were a couple of seconds later...
That's what that's about.
It's okay.
um, if you kill one of them during peer phrase, things can get a bit funny. But we got it just in time. That was a lot cleaner. That was really good.
Please
other
give me
than the-
Elkosh daggers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just the things to focus on is just those ads. Can be a bit tricky sometimes. They easily take a sort of like downbeat to all of the other stuff that's going on, and so it can be really easy to just forget. Oh yeah, I need to grab those. The unfortunate thing is those dark ads can be a real pain in the ass to reposition. Other than early on when they drop. Alright.
Andromeda, do you still need Outcosh gear, by the way?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Cool. And I'm not explaining anything about what comes next. If you don't know,
Good.
put it that way.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yes.
Are we doing it? Are we doing it?
Just
Wait
give
till
everyone a
everybody's
second
here.
to catch up. Oh, go for it.
They were here.
Alright, we're going.
Goodbye,
Oh no! Oh no!
Goodbye, teacher.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Goodbye, Mushu.
I rolled the first one, but I did not roll the second one.
Okay, we ain't getting fancy here. We're just gonna do one at a time. I know. That's yeah.
It's okay.
Do you need me to hit him? I can reach him.
If it wasn't for some people, you know, coming through here for like the first, second, or third time at this point, I would absolutely just do both at the same time. So Dark, as per usual, if there's savages, just take them off to the edge unless you're comfortable rolling them. Personally, because of my ping, I suck at rolling them, so I just take them to the edge.
Get good and roll them.
Yeah.
I'll roll a joint.
Otherwise, things should be stacked up pretty well. You just got to get them tight. So, Kira, you're just trying to grab as many things as possible and keep them stacked. We're not going to do fancy stacks here. There are some cool things we can like go around the circle and all of that, but it's just 0 point. Right.
I'll do my best.
Can I touch it?
Pull the
Yes, you
lever,
can.
Brock.
Whee!
Right. I want your one
It's all
first,
coming
Stark.
together.
Right, bring it back in once it slams here. Okay. Right, next wave coming. Dark, please.
I hate Necro so much.
I just hold and kill it.
It'll be okay. Black's bones is so broken right now.
Right, DJ.
Yeah. Sometimes it just breaks out. It doesn't.
I think
like
it happens when it's not ready yet.
Moment to
No,
set.
I haven't been able to cast it this entire.
Okay,
But,
just kidding.
yeah. And it's. Yeah. It's not fun.
EPS, we're going to stand on the interior here. I know it's going to look weird, but we're going to stand here on this slope, and we're going to fight from here. The tanks are going to be like right where the stuff is. We're just going to fight from here. Oh,
Forward, I don't care.
I'd stay. Don't panic on that with the gate. Oh, bring the savage in the moment it does its smack. Like you can basically just wait until the shatter. Like the moment it tries to do it once on you and misses, you can bring it in. Right, Kira. Maybe one shot last is the most to this one. Let's stay here. And spin. Very nice. No panic. There you go. Nice. Standing in that spot is beautifully way nicer than
Sebo,
on the outside. Yep.
Mushu asked if he could reload his game before we go into the next room.
Oh yeah, go for it.
We go through this door or wait?
I would wait.
Gabby.
I would wait. Those will spawn.
I can't even use Siphon.
Yeah, if you go through the door here, you will be okay for like the first step, and if you go more than a step forward, then things start spawning. So, and sorry if I don't hear you, you might just have to repeat yourself. My bad.
The seals, they are not enough.
I hate
We
this
must
gauntlet.
go to the High
It's been so long.
Lunarium. It is just a
Alright,
bit
well,
farther.
Hopefully it's okay
Lead
now.
on, Walker.
Damn, he reloaded that fast.
I'm gonna cry if it's
Wow,
not.
showing off.
Got that fancy gear.
Right, come on through.
I think a couple people went. Okay.
It's okay. Now's a good time then if you've got gear that you don't need. Yeah, we'll just stay here up against the wall. Should be right. Do you remember? Does anyone remember a time when you used caltrops, the old massive one in here, in order to explode the explodies so you wouldn't die to them? That's like, that's really, really old vMOL.
Oh,
Bro,
not me hitting a ski.
Oh, it looks like we're all here, right?
hold on. Oh, I got 0 weapons. Do you need that?
No.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, let's rock on. We're going to start towards the left, as we usually do. We're going to run over here to the left-hand side. And...
Bro, you're weird. The Sun Eater's on the right.
Oh, we're one early. Okay, never mind. We're going to run over to the left on the next one. God, it's
Get in
been a
front of your
while.
damn healers!
The best day of
Can you blast bones again?
my life. I can.
Yay.
Right, no alternates on this
Yay.
one. Sun Eater behind the healers. 2 savages here, by the way. to get out of those ones. That's double. Finish that one off that's in the negate field.
Bro, you guys really cut this.
I need to res right now.
Nice. No. Just stay in a couple of paces back and you'll avoid getting shattered this one. Same thing first, Sunny roll and lead.
You motherfucker.
Kill the savage first. So the trick here for future is when the Dreadstalkers appear, you can, as the person who's also taking the savage, you can taunt both of them and then run to the back door, and it'll, yeah, exactly like Dark just did there. And then they'll stack nice and tight for you. Cool, do not go through the door into the boss room, please. Stay in the room, but feel free to loot. Go through some mechanics. Right, feel free to loot. And again, it's another really good time to swap some gear so that you can fill out your sticker book before you get the curated final drop.
We must be glorious. Adara High will do what she can to protect you.
Everyone a second to link stuff,
Stronger than any I have faced before.
and then
My
I
dreams
will.
protect you.
You're just going to link gear. Try and avoid linking body pieces that are off trait. Just declutter the chat. Weapons and on trade body, possible.
Bro, I'm using
Right.
my add-on, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see a dagger of Alkosh.
Wait, who has the dagger of Alkosh? I will take it.
That's divine. So let's see.
One who should have all of them, I presume.
Who licked it?
I got a shield of Alkosh.
You may
Rest,
still
can I
need-
get your axe Balkosh and Moonancer lightning snaff?
I put a star on my head.
I can bring it on.
Not this voice chat. There will be no voice.
Right, so, for the first few pulls, presuming we don't do awesome, I am happy to train a couple of people in Backroom if they want to learn it. Does anyone want to learn how to do Backroom while we're here? And it's a training run. We're only going to do 2 to 3 pulls at most of trainers on the Backroom before I send in the ringers and we just breeze through it. So now's your opportunity if you wanted to learn a little bit.
Are you talking about the Khajiit runners? That's what they used to be called?
Yeah, Backroom. Yeah, we just call it
well,
back out or Backroom.
Alright.
I'd like to try.
So who are those? So it was
It was Ben, Volpe, and Spinos.
okay, cool.
Do we need heals for
I-
this?
For the back room, if you're not particularly confident, you will. Right, I'm gonna take the back room runners back now. I guess we're just gonna, yeah, let's just not hard pull. Just avoid the center of the room. We'll do a regular pull. I'll take the runners back. So while this is spawning and we get ready to do the panels, please do not touch these pads. These are for the runners. I mean,
Guys, I hear
actually,
some
maybe we just
unfall.
don't cleanse them. Like, should we just not cleanse them and try and get void avoided, like, for everyone? Because we're only going to need to do one back room at most, right?
This wall sounds weird.
Yeah. tell you-
Yeah, they would have to die in the middle though when they come back.
Well, as long as they don't, as long as they don't cleanse it, right? It should be fine.
But they're gonna bring, they get cursed, they're gonna bring it into group when they come back.
No, that's just hard mode. That's hard mode.
Or, sorry, not cursed. They will die eventually though, because it puts a debuff on.
Not a heavy one. I don't know. It's been a while. I'm used to hard mode where you just leave them cursed and stick them outside a group.
I just always left them cursed, but had them die in the middle. There's an image in the chat of
think-
baby sharks.
I have to go. How do I get this to? Ah, there it is. I have to click on earned. Yeah, afflicted by the brutal guys. Yeah. So it looks like you can cleanse it if you want to. Like that doesn't look like that ever has an effect. As long as no one else touches it, you should be fine. So they can cleanse it if they want to, as long as there's no more than one back room. All right, back room. Let's go. So, in the chat there is a diagram showing the 3. So we're going to do the 3 one then. That seems fine to me.
Have you assigned each person a side yet?
Yes, I'm about to put that into chat.
Give Ben mid.
I don't see it in the chat. Oh, this chat.
Group, yeah.
Just kidding. Okay.
Wait a minute.
So check the chat for the route. Basically, when we call back room, you're going to sprint back here, go through this thing, you're going to start glowing, and you're going to come and find that these little bowls here, these ones, are going to be lit with a fire. Now, there are 3 parts to it, left, middle, and right. Once, each of those will have 2 hidden cats on them. They're like these bent cats, like Khajiit doing a dance. The bent dance is the whole theme thing. Your goal is to basically go from fire to fire using the Eyes of Jode synergy to reveal them. When you reveal them, you will need to attack them. They have 1 HP. You'll just need to tap them once and they'll die. There are 2 per side, so there are 2 in left, 2 in mid, and 2 in right. Once you have killed both of yours, all of the fires on your side will go out. That'll be how it works. Sometimes when you are in the back room, instead of revealing one of the good things, void callers, yes. Sometimes you reveal an enemy. That enemy will then try and kill you. Currently, because there's 3 of you, just kill the enemy that's attacking you. You don't need to move and kill it or do anything like that. Just kill the enemy and then keep going along your route. If you finish your route, you've found both of your void callers. Once you find both of those, then you can go and help the other 2. It is better to help each other just to make sure you get it done than it is to get back to the fight when you're learning this. As you get more experience, when you eventually do the 2 runners, which is the standard, once one person is done, they usually just head back to the fight and let the other person finish it out themselves. Is everything particularly clear about that one? That's basically backyard. The moment you come back, you can just cleanse yourself on a pad. Since there's 3 people being affected, we won't be able to get void avoided anyway. So
this is the same as normal, pretty much.
I have not done backroom on normal ever.
Seems the same. I'm just practicing the jumping.
Right, out in the front room. Oh, tanking Ricard. There's a kind of an art to this one. Basically, for the first 2 pads, the group here is going to be standing in the middle. We're going to attack the boss here, and then we're going to attack the boss facing this way. The boss is going to be facing away from us each time. That's the tank's responsibility to face it. So when you do pull as a tank, Kira, you can rush right into the middle to Ricard because the pad won't immediately light up as dark. So you can hold it in the middle for a couple of seconds. The moment it teleports away from you, you book it back to that outer pad. The moment it just disappears, book it. That just prevents the boss from moving as much. Then you basically come over to about this spot here.
Okay.
The boss will always teleport to you in a straight line. So this puts it right on the edge of the platform and gives you the maximum amount of room. If you do it like this, and then you can move over here. When it goes to teleport to you on this pad, you can literally just do it in a straight line. That's why I've favored this strategy over the old one where you try to keep it facing away each time. When you go to the next one, the group's going to be on this side. So you basically just do the same thing and move to this position here. That's pretty much your job. In the event that the Hulk does 2 smashes on Dark, Dark will call out for you to take the Hulk, and you'll have to taunt the Hulk as well. Just keep an eye out for Dark's voice calling that the Hulk needs to be taken. Usually it's just going to die to cleave these days. But on the off chance that we have a couple of deaths or some bad timing, or just something goes a little bit wrong, you might need to be aware that the first light attack it does after the third smash will instantly kill Dark no matter what. So the best thing you can do is take the Hulk after that. The moment it smashes you, just tell Dark and Dark can take it back off you if it's still alive. Usually it should just be dead though. Dark knows what to do. Tuck it under the wing. Easy peasy. If Dark is incapacitated for some reason, everyone needs to be aware the Hulk will do a channel and needs to be interrupted. Just be aware of that. So if something's happened to Dark, then we just need to make sure that Hulk gets interrupted. The only mechanic we really should be seeing here is Unstable Void. So that starts coming out around here. The best place to position Unstable Void is one of these corners here. Actually, these days you don't need to do that, right, DJ? You can just walk out of group.
I would still corner it.
Okay.
Corner it and look at the door, and it won't aim at group.
Yeah. If you do, however, notice that you have Unstable Void a little bit late, you can still just get out of group, and that will minimize casualties because you can survive one ball washing over you, you can't survive 3. Sometimes you can survive 2. And if all 6 of them are going out in different directions, then group's dead. Next one is Meteor. So when Meteors come out, we need some Kiters to back off. I think it's just 2 nowadays, right?
It's 3, both healers and then 1 D. I mean, you probably could do 2 on non-armor.
Do 2. I guess we play it safe and we do 3, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
Arcanist would be easiest.
I could make Wrist do it.
That is also true.
So there's no issues. Are you okay doing that, Wrist? I know it's going to gimp your damage, but
I'm already not an Arcanist and not a Necro, so.
Okay. I'm just going to put you in that position because I don't want people to have to practice too many things.
You want me to do the middle one, or what are the other healers going to do?
That's up to the healers. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, do mid.
Okay.
Rightio. The next threat that the Ricard is going to do is called Threshing Wings or Thrashing Wings, something like that. The counter to that is just a block. Nothing else, nothing fancy. Just if you don't block it, you're going to be flung. There's a reason we position ourselves about where Wrist is here, so that if you do get flung, you get flung into a good position and not into the middle or onto one of the other pads. It's just slightly safer. When we do get to the final phase, I don't think we need to do orbs anymore. I will probably just grab the first orb to be safe, just because I'm lazy and it helps through. But basically we just converge on the middle. You'll still get Unstable Voids. Best thing to do is just move to the outer pads, let the Unstable Void drop, and then run back in. I think that's at, what, 10%? Teleport to the middle? 12, thank you. Somewhere early.
Sorry, I was in the backyard making elm markers. Starting out here, when we move to second pad, are you having groups turn around or move around the side?
Yeah, no, we're just going to turn around.
Okay, cool.
It just makes it easier. Yes, so like, see where like Wrist and I are standing? Like, slightly not between the two, so instead of like, you don't want to be right between the 2 pads, you want to be kind of like here. And it's the same here, you kind of want to put yourself in a position where if you do get knocked back by mistake, you get flung in this line instead of into one of the pads. It's just the safer way to do it.
If you went into the backyard, go back in. And then rest. It's just because, so Spot will run through. It's just because if you try to go mid-fight, it's gonna kill you.
Like 2 minutes left.
Oh, then go back and die.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to differentiate. That's everything on non-hard mode, right?
Yeah.
There's no tethers. We're not going to deal with beach balls. We're not going to deal with link.
I think there's technically tethers, but they don't do shit.
Yeah, I think after pad 3, So by the way, backyard runners, the moment we transition off this pad, you can leave. Just saying. Like you can get off this pad and you can go. So the moment the boss disappears and goes to this pad, you can already be running. The cats will start coming up during that process, but you will already be in the back room by the time they start to technically the group can see which cats are remaining because there'll be 6 shadows in the middle of the room. That's how it used to be done in the old days. But because there's 3 of you in back room, no one needs to call that out. You know how many you've found. There's no like crossover. So it makes it nice and easy for you to track it. Back. What's that? Yes, we do.
Yeah, so you're going left. I put so Rich put some Elms markers in chat. I don't know if I had all 3, but I just went and made some. So if you have that add-on, you can import it. But you'll be the left route, Spinels. Ben is mid, and then Volpe is right. Do you want me to show you your route?
Is there?
It's in the chat too. I know that curiously they don't do full 7 jumps in that one. It's interesting.
I'm not using it anyway. I was practicing.
Cool. Alright, are there any questions before we get started?